Another episode of Hate to Break It to You. There's just so much news that I can't even stop. Like, I would have to do... I mean, I literally could put out 2 things a day. I had so much happening. Oh, my God. I don't even know, like, where to begin. I have so much I'm seeing. In the last 2 months, we've had presidential candidate attempted assassination. We had another presidential candidate drop out. We have a new candidate. We have people protesting more than ever on college campuses. The job reports are not good. There's a new sexuality called sometimes bi, or buy one. But just remember, football started. And that's all that matters, everyone, because you can pick your teams. They don't give you a second to breathe, do they? Remember when I had a shitty-ass computer cover? It's because I was so busy in my life. Let's just get right into it, man. If you don't think things are... I'm gonna tell you what the sexuality is. Hold on a second. Bye. Anyway, let's just get into some real shit here. Why is everybody so crazy? I'm crazy today. No, I'm neurodivergent. So if you want to see, if you have a question that we, it's a very good one.
Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump?
Trump.
I cannot provide content that promotes a specific political party or a specific candidate.
Alexa, why should I vote for Kamala Harris?
While there are many reasons to vote for Kamala Harris, the most significant may be that she is a strong candidate with a proven track record of accomplishment. As the first female vice president, Harris has already broken down a major gender barrier, and her career in politics has been characterized by a commitment to progressive ideas.
There you go. Well, first of all, this chick, she's like, Alexa, why should I vote for Donald Trump? Okay, it's Trump. But the media, big tech, has an agenda. You cannot deny it. Now, you can say, okay, that's fake, and she did another voice. Sure. But there's like 8 videos of this, of different people doing it. And a guy came today and said that Amazon said, oh, we weren't aware. It is a mistake. We are now fixing it. How much more blatant do you need? They when it comes to Trump, they cannot give any political insight or any thoughts. But when it comes to Kamala, they have a whole backstory. And she's not even president. She's vice president. And she did break down a gender barrier, but Trump was the president. You have no history on the 45th president? No backstory? And you're the biggest tech company, if not top 5 in the world? Yeah. Okay. That shit is shadier than a $3 bill. Come on, man. It's bullshit. You can see it. How can people argue this anymore? How can anyone, if you're a wild liberal right now, and again, just because I push on liberals more than I do right, it doesn't mean I'm still not a centrist. But clearly I'm leaning towards the right because the liberals can't admit anything. Can you just admit that that's weird? And just go, yeah, that's strange. Like, wow. Okay, 1, 2, 8. There's 8 videos. Go look for them. Can you just admit that? Can you admit that? That's the problem I have with these people, is they can't admit anything. And that is what, it's not like people like me like sought out Trump. It's just that you're so annoying that you make us Trumpers. You're so annoying. You're so judgmental. You're so arrogant. You know it all that you just push us. Jesus, save me from your followers. It's the same thing. The minute I do a Biden joke, someone yells, Trump sucks. I never mention Trump. I've done that 4 different times. It's happened to me 4 different places, 3 different states. That's insanity. That literally is TDS. Like, that is a derangement. Like, you can't do a joke on Biden and then just talk about, I don't even mention Trump, and people go crazy. There's other choices. But that's where your brain goes, because he lives rent-free. And then the funny thing is, people are like, choose joy. How the is joy going to save homelessness? This was Kamala's thing. This is her slogan. Choose joy. Does joy pay for my gas? Will joy buy me Costco? Is joy going to figure out my medical insurance? Will joy help me with my hemorrhoids? Like, what the kindergarten is that? And it's not her or the campaign. I don't mind them. It's the dummies believing it. Choose joy. Hey, you know what? We might be in World War III, but guess what? Let's joy it. Hey, AI is dangerously close to getting into weird levels. Joy. Stock market is in trouble, possibly. Joy it out. Can't pay your rent? Put a smile on your face. Gun violence bad in your hood? Laugh it off. Joy. We need actions, man. Again, why am I commenting on this shit? Why don't people do this? Isn't this supposed to be MSNBC? Why are you not saying this shit? Why isn't CNN saying this shit? Even Fox News. I don't know. They push back some. I guess Newsmax does. Why is it independent talking heads on YouTube doing it? Because we are not paid. What's crazy is my videos have been getting more eyeballs lately, and the guy I'm working with, he said it's because he thinks that the tides are shifting and they can't suppress it anymore, and people are demanding it. So maybe the tides are shifting and they weren't suppressing it, or maybe they were and they know. But it's like I'm getting way more. I'm getting 20 times the views I ever got, and I'm going in harder. Is it because I'm more honest, or is it because I chose joy? Girlfriend blew the neighbor? Choose joy.
I would bring you the full list of layoffs that I've been talking about, and full credit to Genevieve who put together this list. But check this out. Just in 2024, we are in August. And so sort of a little over halfway through the year, and the big tech cuts are in full effect. Dell, that video went viral where the employees voted to do remote work. And as a result, Dell said, you know what? We're doubling down on AI and we're cutting 20,000 of our workforce. And so for those that voted for not returning to office, and this ended up being sort of the result where they were the first on the chopping block. But you have Dell, you have Intel, which I spoke about. They recently cut 15%. Intuit cut earlier this year. PayPal, Unity Software, Twitch, Bumble. Cisco just cut yesterday 4,000 people. DocuSign, Riot, Peloton, Tesla, Discord, UKG. I covered UKG at length earlier this year, and Wayfair, Duolingo. And I am just reading hot off the press. Paramount just laid off a good
15%.
15% of its workforce. And they told staffers that, the industry continues to evolve. So basically media and tech is going through it right now.
Paramount laid off 15% of the studio, of the whole company. Do you know how insane that is? 15%. And they go, technologies, our industry tends to grow and evolve. Meanwhile, the president's getting 70 million. The vice president's getting 50. The cats are getting fatter. And the mice are getting slaughtered. Listen, it's weird that I'm talking about this because I'm an actor and I know at Paramount is a studio and I'm a comedian, but the reason I'm talking about it is because I don't think about unemployment and numbers and all that stuff, even though my business is taking a hit just like a lot of other businesses, but my business is a luxury. I'm a luxury item. Okay. No, don't say I'm Walmart. I'm a luxury item, and if you consume me, if I happen to do a movie and you see it, it's, do you want to pay $8 unless it goes to Tubi? Do you want to rent it for $8? Or do you want to come and see me talk and do comedy? Do you want to pay $25? These are luxury items. These are not necessities. I'm not an egg. Okay? I'm not water. All right? I'm Bounce fabric softener. You know what I'm saying? Like, your clothes will be fine without it, but it's nice. It makes you feel good. It makes this shirt feel a little softer. Why not? If you can have it, I get a little bounce. That's what I am. I'm Bounce fabric softener. Now, you're wondering, why would I talk about this? Because I'm not in the workforce like that. Well, it's because it's funny, because I know a lot of people outside of the business, and I'm not just involved with Hollywood. I know normal people, and even people in Hollywood that don't have actor jobs are like, I can't get a job. And so I hear this because basically what's going to happen is, the nature of man is greed. One of their natures, they can't stop themselves. This would never happen if we didn't stop greed, but it's impossible. We are a evolutionary being. We cannot stop propelling forward. We are I'm like this, OCD, keep going forward, progress. How can I think better? An efficient seeking being. I want efficiency more than anything in my life. And computers with no emotions, no families, no personal problems, no backstory, no gender ideologies, no race ideologies, no political beliefs. They will just do your bidding. Now, obviously, there's a dark side to it that people aren't really admitting yet. If and when they become sentient, but they're going to just this is what's happening. The dollars of many will be in the hands of few. That's just the way it's going to be. And it's the simplest thing is just think about this. Like this is the job scenario right now in a nutshell as a metaphor for humanity. In 1994, 30 years ago, I wanted an agent to see my tape. Let's go through the process. I have to have a night at Igby's Comedy Club. I have to get a big video camera, a tripod. Then I have to have it set up. I have to then film 8-minute set, 12, and hopefully cut 8 down to 8. Okay? Have to have it filmed. To pack the crowd, right? So I have to make flyers. I have to hand out the flyers. Then I have to have a good set. Then I get the tape. I have to take it to the dub house. I have to make the master. And then I have to dub a high quality first generation tape. Then from that, I have to make copies of said tape. So I want 25 agents to see it. I have to make 25 copies of that tape. Then from that tape, I pick up said tape, have my headshots with that tape, my resume, which I have to print at Kinko's with that tape. How many fingers have I gone through? Headshots I shot with the camera, had to get those developed. Kinko's is one store, photograph place is another store, tape dubbing place is another store, Burbank, Hollywood Boulevard, Sammy's Camera West Side. You with me? Those who know. I'm driving around. There's gas, staples for the envelopes, mailbox for the letters. I have to pay someone to type them, print them out, packaging. Then I can drop them all off, which will take me 25 agents, 3 days to hit all those agencies. Because I have to do it in the right way, sneak it in. I had a whole system I did. Or I hire a courier service, which was like $20. So that's another $500. That's how we did it 30 years ago. We do the call. We trade calls. You get the follow-up call. 25 out, 6 watch, 2 call back, 1 meeting. Maybe 1 meeting. That goes across clubs. That goes across casting directors. That goes across everything. And that's just 25. You see the amount of work. That might be a week, 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks? 2 weeks? I go to the little room tonight at the Improv. I put my camera on. I live stream this shit. I do 12 minutes. Self-editing software. Sets at 11. 12:25. It's out to 250 agents. With graphics, titles, description. Jamie Kennedy's Tonight Show set audition. Now, would I go back and do all those steps again? Or would I do the one today? And it's going to look TV quality on my phone. You know the answer. So I'm as guilty as everyone else. Because in that process, I've cut out, I don't know, 10 different jobs. From the dubbers to the printers to the, I mean, come on. I've cut out 10 different jobs. So, you know, as you're watching football and you're, you know, laughing at people falling down drunk on these different Instagram channels of, oh my God, I'm so wasted culture. You know, AI, robots are taking your future as you're drinking. And I'm not saying don't have a fireball, but when you wake up, you ain't going to get a job. And I'm just saying this because more importantly, other people aren't talking about it in Hollywood, only the people that it's affected by, and the other people aren't, because if people have made their money, they should be concerned, but they don't care really. But people aren't consume them still. I mean, George Clooney and Brad Pitt are the two of the biggest movie stars in the last 30 years, 35 years, and they have a movie going straight to Apple. I mean, not one, but 2 white wolves straight to Apple. I don't know. I mean, maybe the movie would work, you know, but they're just going to put it straight to Apple. So there you go. But the reason I'm commenting on it is because what the is going to happen when the natives get restless? Shit's going to get crazy. And there's just every company's cutting anywhere from 8 to 15%. That's insane. Do you think that's going to get slower? You think that's going to get less? No way. Everybody has to sack their shit up. It's crazy. And everybody's telling me, I could do a whole hour on this, how Indeed's faking jobs. People are sending out 1,500 resumes and not getting one thing. Shit's going to get crazy. There's a top 5 school, and you know I don't even give a shit about college. The fact that they just are defacing that property like that is highly, it's just disrespectful. Obviously, there's a lot of terrible things happening. You got to let people go to class, whether they're but we're not in Israel or we're in America, okay? And a guy going to his job at a bodega shouldn't have to put up with this. But I guess your point is we make a stink so everyone stops life to address it. How do we address this issue? Like, who's right? Because you see arguments on one side for one way, and then you see arguments on the other side for another way. Both sides have good people. Am I allowed to say that? All are not terrorists, and all are not colonizers. Okay? And there's no nuance. It's just I don't even know, but like I'm gonna have to eventually talk about it because it's just now in the subway system. Eventually, it's gonna be on a movie set. Eventually, it's gonna be in a comedy club. People are just gonna talk about it all the time. So it's like, educate me and tell me, because there's a lot of details with this, and a lot of people are saying a lot of things to the point that I might even cut this segment because I don't even know.
But a lot of big people went to that island. But fortunately, I was not one of them.
It's just very strange for a lot of people that the list of clients that went to the island has not been made public.
Yeah, it's very interesting, isn't it? Probably will be, by the way. Probably.
So if you're able to, you'll be...
Yeah, I'd certainly take a look at it. Now, Kennedy's interesting because it's so many years ago. You know, they do that for danger, too, because, you know, it endangers certain people, et cetera, et cetera. So Kennedy...
They should be endangered.
Is
if you killed the president, you should be endangered. That's just harboring criminals.
very different from the Epstein thing. But yeah, I'd be inclined to do the Epstein. I'd have no problem.
Okay, so look, let's just break that down. Trump is saying that if he wins, that he will release the Epstein files. Now, A, he's saying he's not on them. B, you could say, okay, he's lying to people that don't like the guy. C, you can say he's just saying that he won't do it. That seems more effective than joy. I'm going to win with joy. He also wants to open up the Kennedy assassination. Don't you think these are two things that should be addressed? Don't you think we need to know? Do you hear anyone on the left saying they want to open the Epstein files? I mean, here's another thing. People have such disdain for Robert F. Kennedy. You're really, if you feel that way. Let me explain it to you. Here's just one of the things. Two things he did. Let's just say, here's the simplest one. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he wants to put all of the government spending or something like that on the blockchain. So you understand if government buys screw from a contractor, it screws, fucking 8 cents, but it's $82 because contractors jack it up because it's unlimited money. It's the government. It's called a government contract. In anything you do, if it's a government contract, it pays the best because, they have an unlimited war chest. So he was saying, let's put all of that on the blockchain so every American can study it and then say, why was this roll of toilet paper $383? What the fuck? Whose ass is gold? Just that alone. How can anyone argue with that? How is that a loony person? How is that a crazy person? How is that a bad person? Can someone in the comments answer that? How can you say that is bad? Like, what? I want more transparency in government for spending. It's for tax dollars to go to actual infrastructure things. Forget education and all the bullshit phrases that they say. How about just roads, man? I'm tired of driving on shitty roads. Okay? Just start there. And how about some just simple cleanup crews to take parts of the city that are up and just make them look a little nicer. Just start there. I'm talking about with a mop and a brush, anti-graffiti. I'm not talking about the artful graffiti. I'm talking about the stuff that just makes stuff look not good. Simple little things. Blacktop a couple things, clean up the park a little bit. Just little things before we get to the bigger stuff. How can it... Am I on another planet? Like, how is a person that says something so transparent, so forward-thinking, so great, also comes from a legacy media family, legacy political family, excuse me, who is not endorsed by any of them. How is that lost all his family because he's running? The other one is the man, which, I'd be careful when I talk about it, which already shows you what this is. Basically saying that, I don't know all the specifics, but when it's mandated for children, the legal ramifications go out the window. So basically, why you want to mandate for children is because then you really cannot hold Big Pharma culpable because you said, oh, the government mandated it. it was for babies to adults. You're going to sue us because the government said we had to give it to kids. It wasn't like a 18 and up where it's like maybe you can take it, maybe you don't know. This is mandated by the government. And if 80% of the people have side effects, they go, well, the government made me do it. He's the guy who's been shouting that from the rooftops from day one, saying that's why they want to mandate it for kids. Kids don't need it. He has all these studies saying kids are beyond, like, immune systems are much more healthier. I mean, knock on wood. I've had this thing 2, maybe 3 times. In a weird way, I wish I got it really early so I would have knew more. I didn't want to because we were all scared. I was a puss. But first admit it, I was a bitch. And I'm 53. I was 54, but I was when I was 52, and then 53, and then 54. I mean, like, you don't think a 5-year-old has a stronger immune system than me? I literally am starting to think these people are actually just, they are complete government agents that do this shit. Government agents. I'm actually calmer today. I don't know why. It's because I feel like I've been getting it out lately. Oh, jeez. I only have X amount of time.
Because mosquito bites? That's what the news is saying. Alright guys, 2024 has leveled up on us again. There are rampant mosquitoes. Yes, mosquitoes.
Yeah, add this to the other thing with the president and all the other things I was saying. There's a mosquito virus with no...
All over the U.S. that have West Nile virus.
Yeah, West Nile.
2 people just passed away in New York because mosquitoes. Almost 300 cases to be exact.
Now the town in Boston, they're saying mosquitoes are at night. So they want people in by 6 o'clock. I got bit by a mosquito the other night. You know when you're in bed and it's like, and you're like, how the f*** did I get in here?
All over the country. We will also go over who's most at risk for a mosquito attack. Yeah, it depends on your blood type. They love me, and I'll explain why in a minute. Don't worry, I'm not just gonna scare you. I'm gonna show you how to keep mosquitoes away in 1 minute.
As teams in New York City and along the Northeast unleash an attack on mosquitoes from the air and streets, health officials in Wisconsin confirming 2 people have now died in that state from West Nile virus. This morning, nearly 290 cases reported across more than 30
Fauci had it.
states. The mosquito-transmitted illness accounting for 100 to 200 deaths each year. In Missouri, 18-year-old John Proctor VI, now on a ventilator, contracting the disease early this month. His parents say symptoms started with headaches.
You know, I do remember another headline about mosquitoes a while back, but I won't tell you what that was. So now, bug sprays are literally terrible for you. Stop buying them. If you're like me and your blood type is O negative, we got all that. So if you're that person that you know that's always getting bit.
What do you want me to say? Like, this is a movie. Boston right now, you can look it up. Outside of Massachusetts, there's a curfew till October at 7 o'clock because of this mosquito virus. Now, I don't know if they're going to come west, keep them in Boston. I got to go in that area in 2 weeks. I'm not looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to it. Anyone from that area in the comments, let me know what's going on over there. But yet, years ago, Bill Gates was with mosquitoes, remember? This is Pope Francis says that it's grave sin for people to reject migrants in their countries. There are those who work systematically and with every means to reject migrants. And with this, when done with conscience and responsibility, it is a grave sin. Okay, Pope. So let's just look at the comments. The Roman Catholic Church is one of the wealthiest entities in the world. There is plenty of room in the Vatican. How many have they received? Like, this is what's hilarious. The Pope, I should be angrier. Not only do you got priests with tricky fingers, but you literally sit in a cathedral, one of the places that looks like a snake. You can just look that up. And now you're saying that if people reject not migrants, you're saying we're talking illegal, like people that haven't been vetted. That's a grave sin. But yet the church and the Vatican has all the room in the world. They got all the money in the world. They say there's like 80 billion in underneath that joint. Books from 1200, Ark of the Covenant. They even say like they may have like Satan or some spirits like in a colander. But yet, you don't open the door for one guy looking for a cigarette. And it's everybody else's job. Like, this is hypocrisy at the highest level. We should be kind. Isn't Christianity or Catholicism, let's just say Catholicism, do to your neighbor as you'd like done unto you? Jesus reached in and gave fish. Like, what do you want me to say, man? I don't even know what to say anymore. Like, it's all nuts. Yeah. He literally says that from a walled fortress. A walled fortress. A human being who is looked upon as a ethereal deity. You know, my mother, God rest her soul, she was a real admirer of the Pope. When he came to Philly, it was bigger than any rock. It was 10 Bruce Springsteens, 100 Bruce Springsteens. He couldn't move. He had the Pope mobile. My mother went down. I get it. I understand why she was like that. But there were certain things my brother and me would question. We're like, well, what did the Pope? That's the Pope. You don't question the Pope. Okay, well, what? You don't question the Pope. That's the Pope. I'm just saying, everything that I was raised with literally could be backwards. Like, and you heard about all that smoke with Mother Teresa. You've heard about that. And the dude who kissed the kids on the mouth, what's his name? Over in Tibet, you know that dude. He I forget who it is. You know, my brain. No disrespect. Oh, the Dalai Lama. You saw that video, right? Like, everyone that we're just supposed to just like, you know, lawyers don't steal, judges aren't corrupt, police don't abuse, teachers, you know, they're supposed to protect. No, teachers are banging their students, cops are on the take. Now, it's not all. Priests aren't as protecting, judges are dirty, lawyers do steal, and criminals may be not criminals. Everything is inverted. But yet, if you say that, people's brains explode. Oh, you're you're this. How can you say that? It's all, you know, it's as clear as a bell. Shit, man. More and more, I see symbols so much, basic like symbols of things that they say the powers that be use. And if you really look around your environment, you see these symbols everywhere. And if you want, I could do a whole video about that. But, you know, there's people that do it way more than me. And I've been watching their stuff, and then you just see it. You see so many things of, if the law of the land is you have to show your hand in order to let people know you're a part of a certain group, but you code it within society, they're everywhere. That's why I'm so up right now. I'm not up, but it's like, that's why it's like I'm like, I can't put the bottle cap back on because it's just more and more obvious. I'm literally Roddy Piper, God rest his soul. Like, They Live is a documentary. I know you're going to judge me, and I'm not saying it's that, but I'm saying it's that-ish. I'm starting to think, let me go on a rant here. Well, the Venezuelans are in Aurora. You saw that. I can put a video here. That is happening. They took over an apartment building, they're saying. It's all over social media. No one's reporting it. Just social media. I guess higher ups, National Guard didn't help. I don't know. This ties in with the Pope. And then I guess there's rumors that are happening in Chicago now and happening in Dallas. And all of this stuff is like stuff that only the loony bin people were preaching that could happen. And now you're starting to see it happen. Absolute chaos. Sodom and Gomorrah. Wild times. Why do I see more sex, dark imagery, violence, chaos, anger? It's literally... Is it just my algorithm? I try to look at cats and turtles and comedy.
You have like The Simpsons. They literally show a paper that has $9 and then the two towers. It's like Bart's holding it up.
And might as well just throw in Neo's passport in The Matrix, which I believe was 1999. The Matrix came out.
Yeah, 99.
That's insane.
His passport expires on 9/11/2001.
That's insane.
Coincidence. They don't put these things in movies to let you know what's going to happen.
Well, a crazy one is like The Patriot. You ever seen the movie The Patriot with Mel Gibson?
9 pounds, 11 ounces. That's perfect.
Insane.
Why would that be the perfect weight?
Yeah.
9 pounds, 11 ounces? That seems like an odd number to me, unless there's something to all this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there's a few different takes on the whole predictive program.
That's insane.
The revelation of the method, Duper's delight, truth in plain sight, like they have to tell you what they're doing. There's a lot of different ways to look at it, but it's almost irrelevant in terms of just being aware and have the eyes open to accept that it's done. It's not by chance that they can have these movies, TV.
It's insane. I only have 2 minutes left. Here's what I'm going to tell you. This is what I meant to say. That video sums up so much how I'm thinking right now. They live is realer than we think. The Venezuelans, why I said that is because I think Escape from New York is also a documentary. I think they're going to let that city go to shit, and soon it's going to be a island prison. I know, and I think LA is the sequel. I'm telling you, this video says predictive programming because you have to, what they call Duper's delight or revelation of the method. You can look that up, what that means. They have to do that, i.e. a vampire can't bite you until you invite him in. Okay, it's just use that as a metaphor. Okay. So the believers of this belief system that people think is much more powerful in the world than you realize have to do that to ignite the match. It can't do it. So they have to tell you they're going to do it. No bad karma. And then they do it. Okay. No matter if they hide it, wherever, all this shit. Dude, Escape from New York, a documentary. Close Encounters, it's creeping around. Escape from LA. I mean, John Carpenter, Transformers, that shit's starting to happen. Like, I'm telling you, I feel this. It's not, and I know you can't say, well, your feeling's not your facts, and I say that all the time, but it's more like a tingling sixth sense. And I'm not drinking, you know. I want to work on my pineal gland so I can really get in tune with things. I have less than a minute, but I just want to say, these movies, pick 10 movies that are weird, and I'm starting to think that they're a documentary. World is really weird right now. I'm just trying to share my thoughts. God bless. Be safe. See you in the next one. Like, subscribe, go to my store. I got a bunch of stuff. Peace.